This is what happens when you stop asking what's practical and start asking what's possible. The final boss. We've tied 4 machines together before, but today we're going all in. 4 220 volt power washers, 1 manifold, and roughly 16 gallons per minute. Let's take a quick tour of the wash bay so that you can understand what you're about to watch. This is the machine that I normally use. This one supplies my wall boom up above, and it's the most powerful machine I have in the bay. It runs at 3,000 PSI and 3.5 gallons per minute. This is the kind of machine that most people would say is a little too much. This machine runs at 2,400 PSI and also 3.5 gallons per minute. And this will be a limiting factor on combining them all together on the output PSI. It will only run as much PSI as the lowest PSI machine. On its own, this thing cleans everything we throw at it, but today it's just part of the system. These two I built myself when we first did the studio. I took some 7.5 horsepower WEG motors, and we used cat pumps for these ones with bell housings with a flex coupling inside.
So fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
And then I built all the plumbing into the wall here. So I have my unloader adjustment here, my pressure gauges. Now these ones run at 4 gallons per minute and a little over 2,000 PSI, maybe 2,400. When we stack these all together through the manifold, these will not increase the overall pressure, but they will be adding volume. And so together, these units are going to add another 8 gallons per minute. These machines supply the zip line hoses that go all the way up and down each side. So each zip line in here running down each side has its own dedicated machine. These are nice for being able to reach a full tractor trailer and going all the way down one side and all the way down the other without being interrupted. The hose just kind of stays up out of your way, and it's real nice to use. On this wall, I wanted a really minimal design on this zip line. So on this wall, I just had it punch through the wall without any real visible hardware. I welded together a little manifold on the inside to pass through, so I have a thread right at the wall. And then I reinforced the back of that wall with some plywood, darked it out, cut that all the way through. And then on the back side of the wall here, you can probably barely see it, but there's a lot of structure to give that zip line enough support. You can see that there's like a sort of like a truss or something like that that crosses like 12 feet from the other side of the door way over the other side. And that's because I didn't trust the framing on this wall. I didn't want to pull the wall forward with the tension of that line, so I spread it out. All of these machines are already used to working all together at the same time. We've had multiple occasions where we have one guy on every gun going at the same time. And so we know there's enough water coming in, we know there's enough power coming in. So this will be an easy experiment. So what we'll do is we'll grab the manifold that we used for the 4 Ryobi layout, and we'll modify it a little bit to be able to handle the extra pressure. Then we'll plug these in and we'll see what the heck happens. All right, so we got our manifold from the last experiment with the Ryobi power washers. These check valves, a lot of people thought these were like strainers, and they kind of look like strainers. I kind of want to open them up and just find out for sure if these were actually check valves or not. What if they weren't check valves? We can't use these ones for the big machines. They're only rated for 800 PSI, and I was already stretching it with the little Ryobis. Yeah, so inside this cap you have your spring, which puts pressure up against a plate on the other side, right here. So this is like kind of a nylon material. So this looks like this inside of there. And when the water comes in from this side, like the way we had it hooked up with the Ryobis, this is allowed to push back, and then if water is trying to go the other way, this would close and shut that off. So yeah, sure enough, it's a check valve, Tyler.
That does work, yeah.
Let's make this happen here. We'll put a real coupling on the end of this thing. These are Prima couplings. They're made by Veloci over in Minnesota with Pittsburgh stainless steel, man, real nice. All right, so now we got to turn them on one by one. Machine number 2. Water on, power on. Are these all gonna turn on at the same time, dude? Holy shit! Dude, that's a lot of water. This gun's only rated for 12 gallons per minute, so I think we're exceeding that. We gotta find out how much water we're putting out so we can, you know, do something with it. 10 seconds worth of water, and now we're gonna have to multiply this by 6 to get how much is coming out every minute. Wow. How much do we have? Is that like 11? It's either 11 liters or it's 11 quarts. What is 66 quarts in gallons?
Is 16.5 gallons.
We're getting 16.5 gallons per minute right now. And when I open up the trigger, it's probably going at like 0. Dude, we're getting 1100 PSI without even a wand on this thing.
Jesus.
The power, dude, it's amazing.
Oh, Jesus.
What nozzle size would I need to run a 16 gallon per minute spec at 2000 PSI?
You go for a nozzle roughly around size 20 to handle that kind of flow and pressure.
All right, so we're gonna need like a soaper nozzle on this thing. So this is a 25-degree nozzle, and it's a size 40 opening. Normally this is used to drop PSI all the way to 0 so the downstream injector can draw soap after the pump. In this case, we just want to use it as our actual power washing nozzle. The biggest other size that I have is a 10, but this one's a 0 degree, and I'm curious to just hit all the way hard, right? We've also got a size 8 turbo nozzle. Let's start with the 40 and just see what it looks like and if anything explodes. Dude, oh my God. What are we getting? 1600. Wow, this is really good for cleaning the floor, man. Wow, dude. You want to try it? Dude, it's crazy.
That's constantly just pushing you back. That's almost unusable. Like,
It is almost unusable, but we're gonna use it anyway. Let's try a 0 degree, bro. Double protection, baby. Ah! Whoa, dude. That one's not even on with this. This isn't all the machines. Let's figure this out. It's running now. All right, now we gotta build the craziest foamer ever. So we're gonna modify this injector to be able to handle 16 gallons per minute. We hope we can do it. There's a bolt that comes through this bracket on the back that you loosen up, and then you can slide this up and pull it right out. Just like that. Let's modify this thing. This is Andy. He is our hardware manager. If you've reached out to us on our customer support interfaces through orders@chemx.com with a hardware problem, Andy's been the one to set it straight for you.
That's me.
All right, we got to fix this thing up, Andy. The foam nozzle to run this, we've been holding out for the moment to use one of these. This guy right here is called an ST76 foam blaster. It should be able to handle the quantity. Let's pop this thing open, man. Oh, nice. Oh, so these come out and then you seat the nozzles underneath them?
These guys right in there, yep.
And these are 15s.
Yes, sir, yep.
So the size is stamped right there in a completely illegible way. It says 1.5 right there. Drop these guys in. I feel like I'm loading a shotgun, dude.
Something like that. And then the bottom 4 bolts come out there. There's 3 sections. The one that we're gonna wanna work with is the middle part here, a little smiley face. That part comes out. The ones that were in there was a 1.4 and a 1.7, which is a 4.0, which is compared to what we want, the 25 is a little small. We're gonna try it out with the 2.4, 2.8, and then just reverse the process. Just make sure they're tight.
Yeah, torque that thing, bro.
More?
No,
Go.
no. This is usually a failure point when our customers plug these in. If these aren't working, we found a lot of times that the hoses are hooked up in the reverse order. This is in, this is out. So you're supplying water to this side and it's coming out the bottom. All right, one at a time, power them all up, dude.
This guy is.
Oh, I told
it's
you.
snowing, yep.
Let me fix that real quick. We need some Teflon and Loctite. That's what's going on here.
Double it up.
2, 3, go. We had 3 machines running on a size 12, not the one on the back wall. So we're short about 3.5 gallons per minute. So with a size 12 nozzle, we're only seeing a little under 8 quarts, probably 7 quarts. So we're down, a good amount with that size 12 in there. So we need to open it up a little bit.
Right.
We know that it draws.
Yeah,
It's
we gotta
gonna
get it all
have
the
to be
way.
bigger. Yeah, let's
Get
get
it
this
all the
thing
way.
apart and get this drilled out so we can see what happens. So over here, what I'm doing is I'm getting some experience in seeing how it is to drill out this stainless. So this is our 0 degree nozzle, same problem. Not allowing all the machines to turn on, but we need this thing so that we can deliver ultimate destruction. Oh. And now these guys, these are the real question.
Yeah.
These are diffuser nozzles, so this is the other side of the Venturi. When you put them in here, into the valve, they're held apart with a gap, and as the water flows from this side over to this side, that gap creates suction, and that's where the soap gets pulled in. Ooh. All right, so now we'll do that same test again. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God. And we didn't lose a drop. What is 54 quarts in gallons? 13.5 gallons. Let's make sure it's actually drawing soap. It could be that we're not drawing anything. Here, fire that thing up, let's find out. Oh no, we no longer have Venturi effect. Oh, that's too bad, we lost our soap ability.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have to lean on the comment section to tell us,
Yeah.
what do you think happened with our Venturis that they stopped drawing, even with no back pressure on the other side? What is it about that? You have a constriction, you have a gap, and you have the diffuser. How did that stop working, bro?
We'll let the comments decide.
We shall learn. I got groceries, bro. We're running 16 gallons per minute at almost 2,000 PSI. That did a pretty good amount of damage. This would be like if you put your hand in front of that thing. Dude, we peeled it. We got it. The final boss, definitely going to be the most difficult, man. This is like armored fruit. Wow.
Look at that. Covered.
Wow.
Right through it, clean.
There's the exit wound. This didn't hold up as well as I thought it would. Don't put your hand in front of a stream with a power washer, even if it's a little guy. All right, well, if you like this kind of content, give us a follow and a subscribe, and follow us and subscribe to our channel, and go on to YouTube and give us a follow and see if you can follow our channel there. Follow our channel a little bit.